Before London, before the kings, before castles, before anything else in England, there was this place, Amesbury, in Wiltshire. And I've come here today to look at this 10,000-year-old town and see what's special about it. Join me as we continue.
To grind the grain and it will...
Everyone was absolutely thrilled. It's the oldest thing they have ever found.
As I mentioned in my intro, we're here in Amesbury, Wiltshire. This place, this town is 10,000 years old. It's older than anything else in Britain. And when I first arrived here, I'm not really sure what I expected to see. Maybe I expected to see some old buildings and so on. But it seems fairly normal town in England. There's Tesco's, there's cafes, there's people walking the dog. There's just a normal town with normal people going about their business. But I'm sure beneath my feet, and if I look closely at some of the stones or roadways or alleys, etc., I'll find the secrets to 10,000-year-old history and the connection this town has to Stonehenge. Stonehenge is only 2 miles away. It's a stone throw away from this town. And many people suspect that people who lived here 10,000 years ago may have actually created Stonehenge itself. So let's see if we can find any evidence of that. I'm here at the St. Mary and St. Melrose Church. Let's have a quick look inside the church.
Grind the grain and it will break up the husks and leave you with the fine powder that is flour. And you can see over time that the saddle querns that we have here are rather deep. It's because over time you'll be ground into more and the stone's got to go somewhere, so you can see it in the remains of their teeth, that they actually flattened their teeth quite a bit. Because if they're constantly grinding a stone surface, you're not going to be able to sift it from the flour, you're just going to have to eat it with it. So yeah, you can see the development of the technology.
And what sort of time period are you talking?
So this is Neolithic. So over this week we've been teaching children basically Paleolithic onwards into the Neolithic. So we've been explaining the hunter-gatherers of the Mesolithic, and this is when we start to settle down into communities and we start farming. Here we've got polishing, which is, we've got a stone axe head that we've been using sand. The sand has quite a bit of deer hair in it, as you'll see why in a minute, and it makes one of the worst sounds. It was before the chalkboard, all the nails came into place. You can see from the top of it is where we haven't rubbed it, and it's slowly becoming smoother.
Yeah?
Go for it.
Oh wow, yeah.
And a polished axe head would be a really good sign of wealth within Stone Age culture. You had time and you had the skill to do it. And you see, from the Mesolithic onto the Neolithic, you see a real change in people's free time. In the Mesolithic, it's suggested that there was about 80% of their time was free time.
Oh wow.
So you'd have your skills, you'd learn them, and you'd be good at your craft. When we go to the Neolithic and we start farming, you see a complete 180 of that, and you start seeing 80% of the time you're working and 20% of the time you've actually got leisure. So you notice the complete shift, and I don't think we've changed much from that 80% of working to the 20% of leisure.
Absolutely.
And we've also been using stone tools here. We've got scraping tools that we've been using to remove the hair off of this deer hide. So we've been scraping away at it to remove the hair in order to eventually complete the tanning process and create what's called buckskin, which is chamois leather. In effect, it's a really soft.
Oh wow.
But they went extinct in Britain thousands of years ago. Because once you had domesticated cattle, there'd be a new... I tried this morning without much success. My hands look horrible, I'm sorry about that.
We're getting close.
I think it's there.
No, it's more than close.
There.
That's there. That's we've got it. We've got fire. Could you pass me one of those tinder bundles? Let's give it a little. Oh!
Oh no.
Wait, did it make snow?
No, it made fire. It was there. We were ready for the tinder bundles then. We were ready.
Right guys, I'm here with Kate at the Amesbury History Centre. And Kate, you're a local resident here in Amesbury?
I'm a local resident in Amesbury. I moved here 2 years ago and wanted to become part of the community, and therefore joined the History Centre as a volunteer so I could get to know and meet people. The advantage has been is I've got to understand a bit about what's happening in the local history, and I've had the advantage and real thrill of taking part in an archaeological dig.
And what did you find recently? You're telling me about your dig.
So it's been fantastic. It's in the local area, and one of the things that we found was a 12,000-year-old flint knife.
And you're part of this dig?
I was right next door to the person who dug it out of the ground.
Fantastic. And then what was the feeling? How did everyone...
Everyone was absolutely thrilled. It's the oldest thing they have ever found. It is evidence of Paleolithic man having been here, which is a very, very long time ago.
Absolutely.
And it hopefully will inspire us to get more funding so we can make progress and do another dig and find more things.
And as a resident of Amesbury, how does it feel like a town that's 10,000 years old, or what's your
It's
thoughts
a
on this?
town that has a real community heart, and we work together, and this has really brought us together. Is it a town that's 10,000 years old? I don't know. It's a town where history is important. And we're very proud that we have been here a lot longer than our much more famous neighbour up the road.
Yeah.
So Stonehenge is only 4,000 years ago, and we have evidence of people having lived here 8,000 years ago.
There are some claims that people may have lived in and sort of helped build the Stonehenge.
So I think it's more that the geography brought people into the area, and then as a consequence of being in the area, the geography then progressed to being the right place for Stonehenge to be built.
Right, okay. And what's special about Amesbury for you?
The people.
Okay.
There's
The
no
community.
question. It's the people, it's the community. I previously lived in London. This is completely different. And it's a
Oh,
great
did you
place to
really?
live.
Okay, yeah. Thank you very much, Kate.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet
Good
you.
luck.
you can see how this building is. It's a bit wonky still, but yeah, there you are. Yeah, so you can see the building behind me. It's probably been here for 300-400 years or more, and the age, as you can see, the building's bowing a little bit. You can see some of the features are protruding out of the building, but it's still standing after 300-400 years. And now I'm going to try to go into a pub, either the New Inn or another pub which we saw earlier, the King's Arms I think it is, and see if I can film inside and show you what it's like. Let's have a look. Come with me. Right guys, all that walking made me proper tired, so I'm here in the New Inn having a pint of beer. Cheers. That's good, that's better. Right, as you just saw, I came out of the New Inn pub, and the pub, by the way, is really lovely. Really nice atmosphere in there, newly decorated. The owner, the landlord, the bartenders, everyone's fantastic. Really nice pub. So if you're here, make sure you go pop into the New Inn. And as well as that, there's a nice bit of history there which they preserved, unlike some of the other places I've seen. So they actually preserved some of the history. So the place was bought out by the new landlord, and they found, when they did the renovations, they found there was a cellar which wasn't used, and they found some old barrels in there which they wanted to preserve. So what they did is, when they ripped everything, all the floorboards off and so on, they decided to keep the cellar. Now, as you saw in the images just now, they actually preserved it, where they've got a glass and you can see to the bottom of it. It's pretty nicely done. I was pretty impressed. I was fairly impressed by that. And yeah, it's the lovely bunch. One thing you realise, people speaking to the people here, is that they're super nice. Of course, they have a lot of tourists here during the busy periods because of the proximity to Stonehenge. Sorry, it's so loud here. I'm trying to talk, but I know the cows are pretty loud. But yeah, they get a lot of tourists here, and so they're used to talking to lots of people and so on. But even then, there's as Kate said earlier, there is a community feel here. People have moved here from all parts of the world because of the history here, because of how affordable it is to live. I was having a look at some of the house prices here. The house prices, from what I could see from the estate agent's window, were around 230, 300,000 mark for a 3-bed house, like a semi-detached 3-bed house. So it's relatively affordable here to live, and the place seems very quiet. I spoke to some of the young people. They also told me it's quiet, but not in a positive way for them, of course, because they want things to do around here. They only have a couple of bars and a couple of cafes. So I feel a little bit sorry for the young people. However, for the older generation, I think it's a fantastic place to live. And I'm really happy that I've come here. For me, I never knew this existed. I never knew this town was 10,000 years old. And the connection to Stonehenge, and as you heard from Kate and me earlier, there's a big connection to Stonehenge. Stonehenge is very close by. So, and Stonehenge, by the way, is around 4,000, 5,000 years old, whereas this town is 10,000 years old. So there's a strong chance that people who lived here in this town actually helped build the Stonehenge. And archaeologists dug up what's now known as the Amesbury archer, who was dug up in 2002, and he's believed to be around 4,000 years old. And he was found with gold and other jewelry around him. So yeah, that was a bit of a find. But yeah, I mean, here, look at this. I mean, this is probably relatively unchanged. Maybe some of the woods have now gone, but here you can see the river which is coming up to now. It's a beautiful place, and we're gonna go a bit further now, a bit more inside deeper inside. I'm trying to get to the riverbank here, trying to walk on the riverbanks of this river, but unfortunately there is no riverbank, so I'm not really sure if I'm gonna be able to walk down there. I'm gonna give it a go, take you with me and see if it's possible.
Oh, we're back. Amesbury.
I'm on the hunt for a cottage. Let's see if I can find it. Oh. Do you know where this head's made, by the way?
If you go straight on there, then right, it goes to the park.
Oh, that's where we want to go. Thank you. I think this is a cottage, but it's now a private residence. I can't really go in, but there you go. There it is. And I think that's what I was told to come and have a look at, but now, as you've seen, it's a private residence. So yeah, I think this cottage once controlled the mill house on that river. So on the river there was a mill which turned, grounded the wheat into flour and so on, and there was the original mill house, which has now been converted and it's a private residence. So we can't actually go in and have a look, which is a shame, but this is a lovely little area here. And this little house here is, you can see it's between a few roads around here. There's a road over there, a road over here. Anyway, this little cottage here would have been a toll house. It's where they collect the tolls. It's now named the Toll Gate Cottage. Looks like a private residence, but as you can see, there's a fork in the road, and sometime in history you would have to pay a toll to this building here to carry on down the road. But there you go. Some more history for you. Amesbury is full of it. Well, it has to be. It's 10,000 years old. This building behind me, it was constructed some time ago now, but the story behind it is this was built by the mother for the son who died in the World War. And the sad thing is, the mother didn't live to see the completion of this building, but here it is as a symbol of human achievement, love, the power of mother's love. Now it's been used as somewhere to have local functions and events and so on. What a lovely little story. It's a shame that look, they've even made a memorial for the fallen soldier. As our day comes to an end, I just want to share my thoughts about Amesbury. I think just like anywhere in the world, just like any country in the world, just like any city, town or village in the world, what makes the village, town or country great are the people. And Amesbury is not an exception. The people are truly lovely here, and they do have a strong community feel. And it doesn't matter if this town was 10 years old, 100 years old, or 10,000 years old. Community, friendships, relationship, belonging to somewhere is very important part of the human experience. And I think Amesbury sums it up perfectly, where it has massive history taking it back to 10,000 years ago, and it's the people that make it great. On that note, take care, see you again on Matt Wonders again. Bye bye.